Mikel Arteta there, obviously, he's got to try and stay positive. It has been a tough few weeks for Arsenal, Ray. And
yeah, you get that in seasons though. You have bad spells.
Have they been that great though, Ray? They ain't been great, Arsenal.
No, they've not been great, but you don't have to always be great, Jamie, to win football matches. And I've played in winning trophies in Premier Leagues in '98. No, we wasn't always great, but we somehow got a result. In March, in 1997-98 season, we got 13 points out of 15 for that month of March. We scored 4 goals, didn't concede none. So it ain't great football. We ain't beating teams 3 or 4-0.
Yeah.
You're winning 1-0.
Yeah.
We drew 0-0 with West Ham, 1-0 against Sheffield Wednesday, 1-0 against I think it was Man United, which was the big one away from home. Overmars scored, and 1-0 against 2 other teams. I can't remember them now. But what I'm saying, you don't have to be playing this brilliant football every week. It's all about getting over the line. And when you but that team could play brilliant football. Yeah, you could play, but you have to grind team. You have to.
I feel like Arsenal have grinded out a lot of results this season, and they've been a very steady side.
Well, that shows you the character of the team. If you could grind out results.
But can you win massive tournaments, massive competitions at the end of the season when it gets to it, without being able to, blitz teams?
Arsenal done that back in the day with George Graham. 1-0 to the Arsenal. That's how the saying come around. Yeah. I mean, you got a solid defence, which they have when everybody's fit. Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, and Calafiori or Nkapia can play left back. That's a solid back 4. Got a good goalkeeper, which you need if you're going to be successful, which they have. So then you build your team in front of them to try and nick goals and this, whatever. You don't concede many, you always win the title. And at the end of the season, when you pick that title up, you don't analyse every game. You ain't going to go back to Fulham away and say, we was terrible that game. Hey, we got a result there.
Yeah.
You don't do that.
Yeah.
You pick the trophy up, you're the champion. It doesn't matter how you get there. And look, don't get me wrong, I'd love to sit here and say, we want to win 3-0 and it's great football every week and it's brilliant to watch and this and that, whatever. But when you're watching great football every week, sometimes doesn't always come out that you're going to win a trophy.
But it does feel like it gets to this time of the season with Arsenal.
Well, they can't panic now. That's all I'm saying. The players now have got to look at each other and say, look, we're in a great position. How did we get in this position in the first place in the Premier League? Having this lead by doing what we've done, go back to basics, everybody works hard for each other, we've got quality, we can nick goals, bang, bang, bang. And that's what we've got to do now going forward to the end of the season. If we do that, we win the title. Simple as that.
Yeah.
If they don't do that, Man City could be waiting in the wings to say, we'll pounce on them and nick it at the end. But look, there's a long way to go. There's some massive games. Etihad, obviously, is the big game on the 19th. Whoever wins that puts them in great control. But look, it's Arsenal's to lose now. That's all. It is
Arsenal's to lose.
And that's what the players have got to realise. You step it up now.
Yeah.
And Man City still not guaranteed to win.
No, they've got to play Chelsea.
They're still not guaranteed to win every game.
No, of course not. Of course not. Just, I asked you earlier, Ray, and it was quite early. I didn't know if you needed a coffee, but you said that if you don't win a trophy this season, you would still keep Arteta as the manager.
I think they will. I'm going by what the board are looking at. I think there's still progress to be made. There's still lots of players to bring in, I should imagine. He will strengthen next year. They will release quite a few players as well. There's a lot of dead.
Right, if you don't win a trophy this season, there's no way Arteta stays in the job.
I think he does. We'll wait and see, but I really, really do believe he will stand.
There'll be uproar.
I don't think there's a. If you look around, who else you can get, I don't think it's.
That can't be the argument. Who else is out there?
Yeah,
the argument is
who's going to make it better than Arteta.
Oh, come on.
Well.
Come on,
that's what I think the board are looking at it.
You're looking at a quad.
That's why they give him so much money to spend, because they trust him to get the job done. Now, if they don't do it this year, he won't get long next season, I must admit. I think they give him one more season to win a trophy, a big one. And if they don't, then obviously they've got to really look. But look, I think they'd be split. Some Arsenal fans will say they want him out, and some say we want to keep him.
All right, let's go to see. Let's go to Mark. He's an Arsenal fan. He's phoned us up. Right, Mark.
Good morning, Jamie.
Good morning, Mark.
Mark, how are you feeling at the moment with Arsenal?
So, Jamie, I just want to say, mate, from the start, when Arteta got the job, should never have got the job. He had no credentials to be given it. Now, on the back of that, he ripped up a team that was doing all right. Wasn't doing great, but it was doing all right. Made a European Cup final. in his first season where he took over.
They were finishing 8th every season. They weren't doing all right.
Yeah. They needed strengthening, mate, and they needed investment, which the board hadn't done under Emery. They never backed him, never give him the money. Now, Arteta's come in, he spent over £1 billion, Jamie, £1 billion. And what has he won, Jamie?
FA Cup.
Well, you look at the return from the club itself. They only lost £1 million last year for business.
No,
model.
But Razor, what has he won, mate? All I'm saying is he's won nothing.
It's not easy to win trophies, though. People think it's
no, of course it's not. Razor.
That's why Man City win it every year.
That's why Man City was so good under Pep Guardiola.
You spend £1 billion, though, you are expected to win some trophies.
What's Tottenham spent?
Hey, Europa League. We won the Europa League last season, Ray.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
We can't compare Tottenham and Arsenal, Razor. Come on, let's not be silly.
No, I mean, look, he's under pressure. Look, there's no doubt about because he'll be realistic about it, Arteta. He knows that he's been backed by the board, which they have. I mean, I don't think Stan Kroenke is really involved in the club now. I know his son... He's took over and he's got a passion for football. I call it football. They call it soccer.
Yeah.
But we call it football. Yeah. He's got a passion. So they're the tools. Now you've got to go and deliver.
Mark,
so he knows.
What I want to add, though, Razor, what I just want to add is I've always said we will never win the Premier League or the Champions League with Arteta. I said it 2 seasons ago when we was on to loads of trophies, 10 points clear, with 6 games to go, and we lost the league by a point because Arteta went to defensive football, try not to be beat rather than try to win. He's done that all this season, and he's had a bit of good fortune. He's had some good luck, some good set pieces. Now the league has worked us out. They know, attack us, hit the long ball, come at us. We can't handle it. We panic, and it's showing it now.
So do you think you're going to lose the league?
We won't win the league, Jamie.
Blimey, Mark. We don't want you in the dressing room to give a team talk. I mean, this could be a disaster. I don't know Arsenal players are listening. No, look, the Bournemouth game's going to be massive. We know that. Look, they've got Sporting Lisbon before that. It's always the next game. But Bournemouth will be massive the weekend because they're playing first. And you've got to get the points on the board. You've got to get that 3 points on the ball. Now puts the pressure back on at Man City. But look, we can't really answer that question to the end of the season, can we? Because we don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just hoping that
I think Arsenal will.
They've still got enough to get over the line.
Yeah.
And I do believe they've got enough.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stay confident that they will do it still.
Okay. All right. Well, Arsenal fans.
Good call, though, Mark.
Yeah, you can have your say on that. You want to give us a call on Easter Monday, 03 717 22 33 44.